and I believe so many persons may be at career crossroads. So sometime in my life I had a need to transition in career, not intentionally, but circumstances had it that I had to do that. And that was my first time being in that industry or taking that career path. So first starting with the interview process. On the day of the interview, the hall was almost filled. We had about 30%, if I'm not exaggerating. And looking at all of them, I was obviously the youngest person because by age and most of them were married and all of that. I just guessed I was the youngest because I was in my 20s. I'm still in my 20s, where I was just fresh out of school, barely 1 year, from school, university. And I sat and I just had confidence that, okay, I can take steps and I'll get whatever I want if it is mine, you know. So the manager walked in, and after addressing everyone as she was leaving, because I sat at the entrance, she was like, "Are you here for this interview?" And I'm like, yes, I am. And in my mind, I'm like, did I not dress well? Like, I'm a fashionista, like, go. But she made a comment at the end. She said, "You're very young." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And I said, "Oh, maybe I looked so small, like, I was wondering." So I just had this hope that whatever I would do, okay. So fast forward, we had lots of persons, with master's degree, people who schooled in Canada and some other countries, who had applied for the job, and myself, fresh graduate with no experience at all in that industry. And bottom line, I was chosen. The director said something. She said, "You're young, and I love to see young people grow. There's something about you. I believe in you." And I was like, wow. So that made me know that I had the responsibility on me. Someone had entrusted, confidence in me, and I had to do my best shot. So fast forward 1 year later, I was appointed. I was made head of department, and this was another crossroad because I was head of department over people who had worked for like 10, 8 years and more before I came. So they had to report to me. That topic for another day on how I was able to manage that and get all of their cooperation. So I did a great job. It was legendary. It was in history, science of science, building. So there was diligence, dedication, faith. I took the steps, and of course, the God factor, I had favor too, which I didn't love before. So for someone who's struggling, who's afraid, take that step, just try and you will do well. I'm rooting for you.